Hi, I'm Dave Fremlin, and you are watching The Dave Fremlin Show. And today, on Fabulous Solutions, we are going to make Christmas wreaths. So, here is my table full of Christmas making stuff that look like fun. And that's my lovely niece, Natasha. She's the one who had the great idea of making wreaths today. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start with a stick. This is an ordinary wire stick. Okay. I'm going to take a second wire stick, two, and see how they're shaped like a C? They're going to become an O, and I'll be right back after I attach them. Stay tuned and please support my sponsors. So, you see me? So now this is what it looks like. These are the two half. There's the first junction, and there's the second junction. And it's tied with ordinary wire. This is particularly pink because I had pink wire. Doesn't matter what color. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide, okay, these are holly leaves. These are pine leaves. These are glittery poinsettias, holly berries, ribbon, and pipe cleaner. These are our basic materials for wreath making from scratch. And so the first thing to do, and pine cones. First thing to do is to lay out your wreath here. This is a very from scratch wreath, okay? And determine, okay, these are holly leaves, medium-sized pine cones. Medium-sized pine cone wire out on both ends, a shorter piece. And leave enough out. Once it's tied, give it a good tight tie. Leave enough out, okay, so there's a little out, so that you can add a piece of pine and a sprig of this berry. See how there's wire in that? Mm-hmm. That wire is going to help you. You tie it to that. Then you're going to put this here. And you're going to fasten it at first with that little piece just to help you hold it. You take this wire here that's left over and take that really tightly and wrap it. And that is the beginning basis. This is the beginning of our wreath. And we can wrap this around again. And we'll keep this part out. That's the first part. And now from there, okay, pine cones. Putting a nice good glob of glue on there. And fixing it where there's a whole bunch of stuff for it to stick to. Okay, I'm holding it there. And make a little bed of these, and which this will make strength to put a larger, we'll kind of put it where there's stuff for it to stick to. And by a bed, I mean like a little nest. Like that. And see how it gives it strength? Mm-hmm. And I can also glue it here with another one to really sort of give it solidity, whatever you call it. Then, get it really gluey, and then stick it right there in the middle of the bed. so that it's holding on to all of them. See? Good and solid. Same thing with this guy. This one is not real, it's plastic. So be careful not to melt it.
Oh, the other ones are real?
Yeah. You can go there. Ouch. Don't burn yourself on the glue. That's your basis for your... That will be the start of our wreath.
Wow.
Substantial. Again, using the wire that's attached. Now I can place this here. And I can use this same wire that it's attached to see how I tied it on there with the wire?
Yeah.
That wire will give us a place to stick more stuff later. I'm putting the end in the little hole just to secure it. It's not wanting to go. There. Okay? So that it's in there. And I'm taking that tightly and moving it around where I want it. And then fixing it. Okay? And then this wire here will give us a place later. I'll do it right now. In fact, I'll take a red one. Break it off. Pause that. Leaf next to the flower. These don't really stay. Got this flower, and you see how I have these wires here? I can actually shove this in there, and I can put a little glue on it. And then I can use that hole to stick that stem in and give it a sort of a stability. See? And then I can get another one, say this type, and yet a third type. Take it here, and I can stick it right in the middle. More glue. Gotta give it a lot of glue. Especially these plastic ones because they tend to melt. Push it onto the glue while the glue dries because, like I said, they will melt. And that's how we're coming along.
Wow.
That's how we're looking so far. If I just keep going, see how there's a hole there? I can just fill that hole with glue. Okay, and even onto there. And then see how there's a stick? And I'm shoving the stick into that hole. And then I'm shoving this forward because it comes out that side. Okay? Don't burn yourself. And these little rings, they melt. So I'm pulling it off the ring. I'm using the holly berry stem as this will melt, but this little fabric part, this part won't melt. So I'm adding that in by adding the glue there, and then just finding a place to shove it in. See? And the little berries will stay on. And I'm trying to do those in a few areas to mix in with the pine, so you just have it like that. And put the bottom with glue. See how it melts right away? So you gotta hurry up and find a spot. And if you put them in 2 or 3 in a spot, it's kind of better than just having one because they don't really look that real. So now you have 2 here, and this is the same thing that we started in the beginning, just growing. I'm pulling off, these are strings from the glue. That's how it's turning out.
It's pretty and sparkly.
Thank you. And it will just keep growing And from the back, I'm starting from here and working in both directions till I get to here, and then I'll continue to fill it up from the front. So after just basically adding and wrapping and wiring and wrapping and adding piece by piece, this is 1 hour. Here's our bottom because we have this stick, remember? So there's our bottom, and that's our wreath. And it's suitable for hanging now, or it can be added to more later, whatever. And that is wreath making with fabulous solutions.